Man, I'm still sick as hell. But yay, farmer. What I like to always say, when you say something, you better back it up. You better back it up yourself. You know, when you're over here trash talking Javante Tank Davis and trash talking his performance, when it's time for you and you're, under the bright lights, you better perform. And one of the things I said after the Javante Tank fight versus Gamboa, I said usually when you get clipped off, isn't in the biggest fights. It isn't against the top tier opponents. Usually it's when it's that guy you don't see coming. The guy who everybody expects you to beat easy, or you see them as someone you're gonna beat easy. And that's when people usually get caught. That's when the bad things usually happen. Oh, Floyd's gonna beat me down to easy, blah blah blah. It was a tough fight for him, but he was ready for it. He was focused. He handled his business. Oh, he's gonna beat Cotto easy, and he's looking at people like, nah, that's not gonna be an easy fight. Y'all must not really know what the kind of dude that's gonna be on that other side. Like, y'all really must not know much about that dude. But he understands. Tough fight, but he won that fight because he's always ready, regardless of who he's facing. Always ready. You've seen J-Rock against Rosario. Everybody thinking, oh, Rosario's no. Then all of a sudden you're faced with something you didn't expect to face. What happens? Jared Hurd versus J-Rock. Everybody thought, oh, Jared Hurd was going to run through J-Rock and stop him. Again, what happened? He was already looking towards fighting Charlo. But he's like, let me get my homecoming real quick. J-Rock, oh, yeah, I'm good with him. You saw what happened. You saw what happened with Anthony Joshua and Ruiz. When those moments come up, what are you going to do? Are you going to be prepared? Farmer hasn't fought a top-tier opponent in years. Everyone wants to keep talking about him going not losing for the last 8 years or 7 years and this and that. Shit, who is he faced? Who is he honestly faced? Who is he faced? And one of the things I'd said, I was on another site, and I said one of the things that I said was that it's gonna be a tough fight for him. I didn't know if he was gonna win. I didn't know if he was gonna lose. I thought it was a toss-up. And also because you never know how people are gonna show up. But I was like, it's gonna be a tough fight for him. It's the toughest fight he's had in years. In absolute years. So they went in there, they fought, Homeboy got his face split wide open, from a headbutt from Farmer. At that point, I was like, oh. You came in there rocking that Kobe jersey. You better handle your business. You better handle that. You better go all out. And it didn't faze him. Like, usually all the blood coming down, everything will get somebody tired. They'll start stressing over the cut, stuff like that. He never stressed over it. He protected it for a little bit. But then after a while, he was still protecting it. He was being smart, but he's like, F that. No more J. I'm not going to have him jabbing me. Let me get underneath. Let me get inside. Let me beat his body up. Let me beat his head up. But let me be close range in a way where it's harder for him to hit that. And he did it. He implemented a game plan. He had more cojones than Tevin Farmer. He just had bigger nuts than Tevin Farmer that night. Straight up. That's all it was. He just, he let his nuts hang on this fight. He let them shits drag on the floor. And he handled his business. And came out victorious. It wasn't even a close fight. In the beginning, I thought it was close. It was a close fight. But he did win. It was a close fight. Because I remember when they had him winning by like an asinine amount of rounds. I was like, nah. I was like, he might be winning. Well, I think he's slightly losing right now. But he's fighting good. But he's not destroying Farmer like that. I was like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. But then he kept racking up the rounds. I was like, ooh. Uh-oh. And then Tim Farmer got put into a situation where he had to dig deep. Where he had to push to that next gear. Like Javante Tank Davis had to do. Because Javante Tank Davis was getting tired and he never felt anything like that before. He was telling his corner how his body felt weird. You're hitting this guy, you're hitting with heavy shots, and he's not going anywhere. And everybody's expecting this guy to go down. Everybody's looking at the fight that, he lost a couple of fights previous, but that wasn't under PBC. That was him. He was out of shape in that particular fight. This guy has just had one good fight where he's been comfortable, he's been relaxed. He's getting another nice check to fight against Tank. Again, he's comfortable, he's relaxed, he's not stressing, he's not worrying about ish. All he's focused on is his fight. Rosario, first time when he got paid like some real money. So the first time he had a real camp, he was able to go away from somewhere for a couple of months, where the only thing he was focusing was on boxing. He didn't have to worry about his family, his kids, his wife, none of that. He could just focus on boxing. And that is dangerous, because when that happens, you don't know what's coming to you. You don't know what you're facing. And the easy fight that Tevin Farmer thought he was going to have, all of a sudden wasn't as easy as he thought. Feeling yourself. And you're just feeling yourself not because you're on this high skill level. You're feeling yourself because you've been fighting all these this lower tier fighters, and you're feeling yourself thinking that you're really that good. You're going 12 rounds against his lower tier fighters. Tank is flatlining those mother effers. He's getting him out of there. Even when they go 7-8 rounds, he's not getting touched like that. You still getting hit. It's just them dudes don't got the pop to do anything to you. They just don't. Tank has fought a couple opponents that would beat most of the guys that you faced. That's the reality. And when that adversity came to him, couldn't come. He didn't know what to do. And like, oh, his hand might have been injured. So what? How many times has Deontay Wilder broke his hand and still handled business? He beat Areola with a jab. He stopped him. He was dropping this dude with a jab. Couldn't use the other hand, so he just jab, move, jab. Coming into another freaking fight with third-degree burns and everything on his hand. He's fought with broken hands on multiple occasions. He just handled his business. Floyd Mayweather's fought with broken hands on multiple occasions. Paulie Malignaggi has won fights with broken hands. So I don't want to hear about that. You're that superior. You're that much of a high level as you claim. You should be able to overcome that. And he wasn't able to do that. So, it is what it is. We'll see what the future holds. I believe there's a rematch clause. So we'll see what happens with that. But damn, I bet that $2 million for Gervonta Tank Davis pay-per-view bout sounds really good right about now. Like, subscribe, share. I feel like shit. I'm out.